Don't accept a 2-1 buy down until you watch this video. In this video, I'm gonna explain why it's so important not to let someone sell you on a 2-1 interest rate buy down. In Colorado, the last 3 years, that was all that people talked about. We had the crazy 2021, well, I guess the COVID era, where interest rates were, 3s, 4s, 5s, and then we had a correction, a really big one, and it ended up really affecting our real estate market in 23, 24, and even 25, to be honest. We had seen this incredible increase in supply and demand. Everybody was bidding $100,000 over asking for all of the properties. And what it ended up doing is our properties were appreciating 22% year over year for almost 6 years straight. So when the correction happened and the interest rates skyrocketed and we had, 6, 7, 8% interest rates, a lot of those people that got the great interest rates were fine, but the people that were buying couldn't really compete in the market, and then our market kind of declined. So in the last few years, I think what the biggest thing I've seen is lenders came out with this 2-1 buy down. And although it seemed like a really good idea at the time because it was an opportunity for a buyer to get a lower interest rate temporarily, which maybe I should explain what a 2-1 buy down is, but a 2-1 buy down is essentially a seller paid concession that comes as a part of your closing costs. So for example, if your lender quotes you a rate at 6%, the 2-1 buy down is a seller paid concession that's held in a separate escrow account, and they take the money and they decrease your monthly payment by the escrow funds. So for the first year, they calculate it so you're at a 4%, the second year you go to a 5%, and then the third year you're back to a 6%. To explain it simply, on $1 million loan, for the first year, your payment would be $4,700 at a 4% interest rate. Then the next year you would go to a $5,300 payment, and then the last year at your 6%, you would be at a $5,900 payment. So as you can tell, it's a pretty big delta, $4,300 to $5,900 for a temporary buy down. You can see why a lot of people would do it. And that is exactly where people are running into problems right now. So many times I'm seeing buyers get these 2-1 buy downs, and unfortunately for the first time in a very long time since 2008, we are seeing short sales. And it was those people that couldn't actually afford that third year payment at the 6%. And what the hopes were is that interest rates were gonna go down enough that people could refinance, or the property was gonna appreciate at that 22% a year, which on average, Colorado real estate appreciates 3 to 5% a year, depending on the neighborhood. And there's just no way to meet in the middle on value. So what we saw is people actually try to sell a property for less than what they bought it for, and it kind of backfired. So if I were you and you were looking at buying a property in Colorado right now, I would ask for a permanent buy down. I think we've all learned the hard lessons that interest rates probably aren't going anywhere. 5, a 6, even a 7 are actually pretty much an average nationally. And I think it's important for people to understand that if you get a 6% interest rate, you have to be comfortable with the payment. So best case scenario, you can ask for a permanent buy down, which is a seller paid concession from, the seller when you're negotiating the property in addition to purchase price. And that will help you to a permanent buy down, let's say to 5%. And that way, you're comfortable at that payment for the life of the loan, and of course, or until you sell the property. Like I said, I would not get into a 2-1 buy down. I've seen it screw people over time and time again. And it's more important for you to be comfortable at that third year, because you cannot bank on the property appreciating enough, or that you get enough raises in your job to essentially adjust for the market. I'm Kayla Schmitz, the Aspen Collection. Before you negotiate that 2-1 buy down with your lender, make sure you call me first.